Okay, today is September 10th, 2015, and it's one of those rare days. There's a fire going on not too far away, and I'm very concerned about the direction that it's going. I have a lot of friends up in that direction. It started over in Jackson, on the Calaveras side of Jackson, and that was yesterday. I saw it as I drove out to music. Looked like I was driving right into it. I wasn't. But anyway, it's still going. And so I'm on my rooftop now, and I'm going to show you a very apocalyptic scene. I mean, this is nothing to fool around with. This is some miles away, and I can see this. I can hear this. It's the cat. It's raining ash. It's raining dead leaves, you know, brown leaves. And it's black, like a thunderstorm. Okay, let me just do a pan vision here so you can see the difference. Okay, it's about 5 o'clock. Okay, so there's the west. And there's some, you know, clear sky. It was supposed to be about 100 degrees today. And with this smoke cover, it isn't, thankfully. I mean, somewhere it is above it, but it's like it's snowing. It's snowing ash. Okay, so here we come into the smoke. Check it out. Yeah, look at that. That is fire. You see that in the middle, that red? That's fire. Let me zoom in. Okay, get it? Can you hear it? There's a roar. That's some ridges over. I don't know how many, but some. And, yeah, that's absolutely terrifying. They can jump ridges when they get really hot. And I tell you, this land is full of dry manzanita and fuel and dead pines. This is absolutely nothing to fool around with. I don't know how it started. Yeah, there's some actual leaves. See if I can find one here. They're blowing around. Oh dear, there's a little bit of breeze coming. It's been very still, which has been really good. You know, that's what we want. Look at all the ash. Look at here. Okay, here's a leaf. Look at that. Thankfully, it wasn't a flaming leaf. I mean, I laugh, but it's no joking matter. And I'm sitting, you know, there on the computer on the internet, and I can hear the planes every now and again, and I didn't realize that I could actually see it. You know, holy crap. Yeah, okay, I'm going to zoom in on that again. That is just, you know, that is quite something. I'm standing on my roof. I'm standing on the apex of my roof. Barefoot, of course. It's only a Capricorn can. Yeah, see that snow? That's not snow, that's ash. Yeah. Look at that. Oh my. I mean, okay, I better not, you know, wipe out in my zeal, but that's flame, okay? That's fire. Whoa. Hear that? There's like crashes and, ooh, okay, I'm going to try to get this over here. Looky there. You see that? I mean, I can't see. It looks more like flame than it does through the camera eye. You hear that? I think trees are exploding. I think that's what that is. Okay, I'm going to try to sit down because I'm standing and balancing on a roof, of course, you know, in my balance mode, watching this scene. I mean, this is just, I don't know if I can see it as well sitting down, darn it. Okay, I'm going to pause and go up to the hilltop. Okay, so now I'm up on the top of the crest of the hill where I live. And, you know, we can see it a little bit in perspective. And the only sane response to that is, holy crap. You know, look at that. That's fire, you see. It's a couple of ridges over. I'm not sure how far. Quite a few, you know, quite a few. But it can move pretty fast. It has the capacity to jump ridges. As I said, we hope it doesn't. Yeah. Oh, there's nothing but the finest of the fine dry fuel out there. Look at that face. To the right. Oh, there's faces in that fire. There's faces in that fire. Okay, well, I might have to cut this short and talk to the fire. I have an interesting relationship with fire. I feel that I have a real rapport with fire. The elements, fire and earth, are definitely my forte. And I can talk to that fire. Oh. Yeah, I used to walk fire. I loved to do that. That was just amazing work. Fire walking. Look at that. Okay. You scared yet? Look at that. Holy friggin' crap. Pardon my French. Yeah, look at that. That's my house in comparison, okay? And that's some ridges over. That isn't like next door, okay? That's some miles. It's not raining flaming ash just yet, as I said, but yeah, that's fire. That is burning. And it ain't no disco inferno. Wow. I'm not sure if that bright spot to the right is an opening or I don't think it's a flame, but I think that directly kind of in the center now, that's definitely. Well, it could also be smoke with sunlight, bright sunlight shining through. It could also be that. Not necessarily, fire. It's hard to tell. I mean, where the smoke ends and the flame, the flames ends and the smoke begins. I mean, it's very dynamic. Yeah, that's the direction of the setting sun, so that could be playing into it also. So hard to say. It's so deceptive. You simply, when you see these things, like when I see it here, I'm in a bowl. I can't really see anything but, my immediate grounds. I have to either get up a little bit high or I have to leave. And I did drive out last night to music practice, and I got up on the ridge, right after the spur on Railroad Flat Road, and I could see the thing. It had just started shortly before that. And I was like, oh my goodness, where is that? Am I going to drive right into that? Because it looked like it was right where I was going. It was in the direction. And then, we're driving out Jesus Maria. You don't want to get out there and have a fire because there's just miles of manzanita and pines and oaks. But nothing going on there. I mean, we didn't have power. A lot of people lost power. It's thundering. A lot of people lost power, but yeah, we had a really nice acoustic set. Doug played Little Willie. And it sort of settles down at night, and this morning as I drove out, it was flaring up again, but I couldn't see it. It wasn't like this. It was pretty clear here. And then I drove out to Di and Blair Jackson's on Warden Road, going into Calaveras County and all that manzanita. And the smoke was really bad. It was coming through a natural channel in the geology and the topography. And it wasn't long after I was there, and it was just very difficult. So I came home, and man, it certainly had developed. It spread up closer this way. And just lots of prayers of light for my friends who live out that direction. I do have some. And your animals, and of course on the wild lands in all directions, the home of the wild animals. Animals are so displaced by this. Already got a lot of bears around Mountain Ranch. Yeah, it's smoky. It's very, very, very smoky. Yeah. Okay, let me show you the difference. Okay, that's the direction of the fire, the west. Okay, we're going to pan slowly to the east. Yeah. Yeah. Check it out. Yeah, you know, this is the big deal out here is fire danger. I mean, I love this place. I love the country out here. But this kind of thing is scary as all shit. Pardon my French, but you know, this just kind of puts puny man into perspective when you see that much fire. I mean, how often do you get to see that much elemental force? I mean, that really does something for me. It's destructive as all get out. But, you know, fire does release odic force, and it's a reset. I perceive it as a reset. Everything's leveled. You gotta start over, basically. And, boy, you gotta have great respect for that, the power to do that. And how fast it can happen. I mean, I'm not kidding. It's, you know, it's like I said, the finest, driest firewood and tinder out here that you could possibly want, and lots of it. Lots of dead trees. Lots of pines died because it's so dry. Yeah, I don't think that's fire. I think that is the sun shining through the smoke. But I think we were seeing fire, you know, when I was on the roof, I think we were seeing some fire right in the center of that dense blackness, because that's where it's burning. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. Like that, I think that's fire. That's the actual flame. Yeah, there it is. See it? You can see it. And sometimes, you know, it maybe flares up higher, but that's a hot fire. Manzanita is notoriously hot. I got a whole field of it here. I love it. Love the stuff. Okay, well, I'm just going to walk a little further down the hill so you can see some of these very amusing animal tracks, because this hill is just riddled with crisscrossing spiderweb network of animal tracks. Coming and going and crisscrossing. Okay, here's a little one. You see that? Look at those little crossroads. Yeah, they have their routes. Here you can see one. There's one over here that I came down the hill on. I'm sure the bear walks it. It's just a beaten path. I mean, it must be a foot wide. Oh, he's got big feet. There were little bears in the neighborhood. There were 3 little bears. Can you stand it? The 3 bears. Little baby bears. They were young bears. Somebody shot the mom. And so these little bears are roaming around. And, oh yeah, that's fire. Check it out. And I didn't see them down here, but my neighbor Mary saw them. They got in her garbage. I guess they were troublesome, but oh gosh, you know, the 3 bears, how cute. Anyway, somebody shot the bears. I don't know who, but somebody. Yeah. I mean, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to call Fish and Game or whatever. Let them shoot them or whatever they do. Jeepers creepers. I mean, there are a lot of bears around Mountain Ranch. There's the bear around here. He's a big male. And, you know, I have fine interaction with the bear. Okay? I don't know. I make sure the bear knows who I am. He knows. I put water out for him. I got the best fruit for him to eat. You know, there's no dogs. And, yeah, I have to referee between the bear and the mountain lion when they face off in their territorial wars, but they all know me as Mom because that's how I present myself. Sometimes I'm the fairy godmother, and sometimes, you know, I'm very stern and not afraid to get involved in their conflicts. From the safety of my bed, of course, out the window. I know, look at that. It looks hard to say what's the fire and what's the clouds. I guess, you know, I'll stay up here a while and see as it gets dark. It will get dark soon. Let me see if I can find that big animal track. Well, you can see lots of them. Zoom in. See that? I think that one goes up into the big one. Yeah, there you can see it. Yeah, right there. Oh, there's ash all over the camera. Yeah, it's a big pathway. I'm sure the bear stomps up there all the time, and it goes right over the wire, so right into the driveway. Yeah, look at them all. We see them this time of year. Look at that. I'm standing on one. Standing at a crossroads, animal crossroads. Yeah, it's a kick. Yeah, okay, well, that's the fire news at this point. Let me just, I think I'll stop it and start a new one maybe later or tomorrow if I hopefully won't need to, but might. Okay, that's it.